What up guys, Yonggi here, bringing you a guide on industry side of EVE Online and learn how to make dank ISK. This is going to be split into 4-part videos explaining the setup, what, how, and where to start your industry empire. I've been focusing on industry for quite a while, chasing profits, and I gotta say it's been quite a lot of studying. So let me explain the complex EVE's industry system in the most simple way for you to catch on in a matter of minutes. So in today's video, we're going to lay out our general plan and go over some of the important stuff I found in industry in all across New Eden. While you spin Ishtars, blasting away at rats with Stormbringers, building Oracles, or undocking to go PvP with your friends, industry activity can be constantly ran in the background. Think of industry as a way to generate semi-passive income that requires a lot of effort and heavy investments up front. And I'm talking you're going to need billions of ISK if you want to compete with the people who've been doing this since the beginning. However, once you set your factories up and set your routine jobs, the whole process gets easier just like everything else in EVE Online. First, let's identify how many alts you can turn into an Omega status. The more alts you have, the more things you can produce while the accounts are running. Each characters can run up to 11 manufacturing jobs, 11 science jobs, and 11 reaction jobs. Each account can hold up to 3 characters, so you can run up to 33 jobs across the board. Think about it like this. If you made a million ISK profit per job, then you made yourself 33 million ISK per account. Some people only level their skills up to 4 and unlock 10 slots for simplicity of their math. But those are for the people who doesn't want to hoard extra parts they produced and want to be very precise with their outcomes. We aren't gonna do that. That's just really one dumb ways to burn out in EVE, and I want the maximum profits. We will strive to level the basic industry skills to level 5 and start hoarding on some extra things we produce just in case. The more accounts you have, the more profits you're going to generate, and we call this the economy of scaling, and some players have like 100 accounts to keep up with their industrial demands, and I strive to be in that position one day. Next, let's identify which alts will take what role. Currently the setup I'm running for my accounts are combat, industry, and hauling. I like to have a separate hauler alt in my account because if my combat tune is out in deployment, if I need my materials to start the job at the factory system, I still have my hauler tune available in the nearby headquarters. Hence, I don't have to clone jump my combat tune, and that clone jump can be used elsewhere. Hauling is a big part of industry. Without hauling the materials yourself, you're going to eat so much off of your profit. Besides, jump freighter is a requirement if you live in nullsec and doing industry in large scales. Make sure some of your alts learn Sinosaural Field to level 4 as well, since it doesn't take too long to learn. This skill will just come in handy oftentimes when you don't want to move your Sino characters everywhere. You can just undock any of your tunes and your haulers can jump to it. It's pretty sweet, I'll tell you. Trader alt in Jita is a requirement in industry. I'm going to say 80% of the time in industry, you'll be sitting in the station looking at the markets, comparing prices between the stations to see if you can snag the items at the right price. Make sure your trader alt has a high NPC standings with Caldari Navy to reduce the broker fees and taxes. You can do this by paying someone to do it for you, but it's quite expensive. I myself pay USIA through their Discord, link is going to be in the description, or you can run the level 2 hauling mission for Caldari Navy all day long for a while until you reach the standing to 9. Jita have consistent traffic where you will have no problem buying and selling the items you will produce in a large scale. If your staging system has ran out of the items you need, then you can contact the hauling services in your alliance or the public ones to move it safely from Jita. So this way you aren't limited to what's available in your staging system. You can also do this with just one character, but this is going to take a really long time to accomplish what we want to do. So you can use MCT to train multiple characters at the same time. If you don't want to use MCT and want to scale sideways, you can pause the skill training on your main tune and start the skill queue on your alt as an alternative. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what their roles are because they will all unlock the necessary skills to start their basic industry jobs. I have copied the skill plans to unlock all the slots, so go to the description to copy the skill plans and paste it if you want to unlock all the slots. PI is also a very good skill to learn because a lot of the stuff we build and reaction requires PI. So PI goes hand to hand with industry. If you're running 5+ account, I recommend setting up P0 to P1 planet only and sell the P1s you generate and buy the P2, P3, and P4s for the jobs it requires. The reason we're doing it this way is because running the factory system on 5+ account is a nightmare. After several QOL patches, PI has become really easy to set up and run. It is practically free money at this point with a lot less strenuous effort. Implants are not required, but think of it as a permanent buff that can accelerate your ISK generation by a little amount over time as long as you're running those jobs. Besides, swapping them each time you're starting a job is tedious and annoying, especially when we're clicking thousands of times per hour and you're already paying attention to thousands of other things. So let's not too worry about this side of dimension. It is strongly recommended to have your alts in your alt corporation so you can start managing and overlooking your assets and your industrial jobs from one character, instead of signing into all of your characters across your accounts and check the jobs individually. Without having my alt corp, I would have to overlook 60 of my characters individually, and that would be a nightmare. Now let's go over some of the basic functions of the interface of the industry window. There are 4 tabs you can click on right off the bat. You can click on blueprints and it will show you the list of blueprints, and first thing you want to do is to click on this cogwheel and uncheck show blueprints in use. It will unclutter so much of our blueprint list. Next, you can sort the list of blueprints into BPOs, BPCs, relics, and the reaction formulas. By clicking on this drop down menu, you can also sort the blueprints by their groups. On a side note, Blueprint Original is a deep blue color schematic looking item. It's permanent and has unlimited uses, and you can make blueprint copies off of it, and we call it BPCs. Reaction formulas are like the BPOs, but you cannot make copies of them. The next thing we want to look at is the facilities. Under facilities, sort it by the industry activities you want to work on and sort it by the jump distance, or however your skill allows you to start the job. I normally stay around where my jump freighters can cover, which is about 7 to 8 jumps from my staging area. Start sorting the list of facilities by the system index cost of the activities of your choice. Now I'm going to show you guys how to min-max using facilities. From there, drag one of the blueprints you want to work on and type in T2 in the search tab. Start going through the facilities to see if they have any rigs that reduce the input materials to start the job. You want to keep the input as low as you can to maximize the profit, and just in case if the market price of the input material drops a bit, then you would still have some wiggle room for profits. Next, under jobs, you can filter the jobs by activities, and you can see if this was installed from you or by your alts. If you look at the middle of the industry window, there is a box where you can drop off your blueprints. Depending on what you drop in the box, different type of icon will lit up. When you drop a BPO, you can perform manufacturing, material efficiency research, time efficiency research, or you can copy a BPO into BPCs. When you drop a BPC in the middle, depending on the group they're in, you can either start the manufacturing job or perform the inventions on the BPC to create the Tech 2 BPCs. Now, when you drop a reaction formula, you can just perform reactions. Now, let's run a job for example. I'm going to click on the originals, sort it by the fuel block, and click on the listed BPOs. I want to make a helium fuel block, and you can run the jobs up to 30 days. But if you're doing a material or time efficiency research, it can go over more than 30 days. In this demonstration, I'm just gonna make one. When you hover over the duration, the information window will show you the modifiers from the blueprints, TE skills, implants, rigs, and structure bonus. Let's move our mouse over by the total job cost of the window and make sure you're aware of the taxes and the system cost index. As you're working on a high tax index system, it will chew through your profits fast. Always be ready to hop around to a new system to start your new jobs. Currently, my slots for manufacturing is at 0, and once I press the start button, it will fill in 1 slot. That's it for me today. This is a very basic idea of how to start the industry side of EVE Online, and I will come back to you guys with what to build next video. Until then, see you on the next one.